evening and welcome everybody to the Post Esports Masters second round of the relegations between Division 1 and 2. For tonight, one last time during this season, I shall be your host, and this time around I am joined by none other than Nocturnal's Chrissy. Welcome!
Hello! Pleasure to be here.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you as well on here. For some context for people, you're from Nocturnal Esports. You did follow the second division over the course of a few streams for Nocturnal, along with Raku, which we had here on stream on Tuesday. And
yeah,
so you'll be joining us in order to represent Rift Riders here coming into these relegations.
Yes, so they managed to get to the first place here in Division 2, and they played games that were beautiful. So there were games that were very intense, and they did everything to come to the first place. So if we look at the standings, we see 9 wins and 1 loss, and they were practically undefeated there.
Quite the impressive run they've had. And they're also the sole reason we could say that Union des Ombres was able to get or try their chance at getting a spot in Div 1 on Tuesday, since they had to play this game against Rely on Esports, which made up or would have made up the tie against Rely and Union des Ombres in the end, which they won, of course.
Yeah,
9 wins.
It was a very tough match, so Lyon had the chance to get to the second place, flipping the whole standings until the last minute. They tried everything, they gave everything to take this win home, but they couldn't manage to take this win, and so we hadn't a tie with Union des Ombres and Rely on. A bit sad, because it would be a very good story and maybe a lesson to everybody that until the last day and the last minute, everything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely, because the tie was played on Sunday, end of this week, and that was Sunday evening even, I believe, and that was literally like the final time frame they could even play. They had to play this game, and I saw the result. It was a 42-minute game, which is like turbo long. I don't think we've had a game that went this long in first division, at least. So that's actually quite impressive, and I think it is a bit sad to not see Relion take the win there, because Rift Riders went 9-1 over the course of the split. They're a really, really strong team, from what I'm being told as well. So in the end, getting so close to taking the win against them and then not being able to, having a fair shot at going up in first division, it's really sad to see for the Luxembourgish org. But there is always next time, because they still stay in second division, of course. We've also had the first relegation match on Tuesday, as mentioned earlier, between Red Lions, which played first division over the course of the season, and Union des Ombres, they're called. They have with an odd name. It's weird to say a whole 3 words in French for a name, in my opinion, but well, Union des Ombres, which in the end came in second for second division, and unfortunately were not able to get up in a first division. It was a 3-0 in favor of Red Lions in that best of 5 series, where they really showed why they're a first division team in the end, and cementing their position there.
Yeah, I think also because nothing was sure or close until Sunday, and the teams, they hadn't a lot of time to prepare on these matches. I think there's a reason why they are in Division 1, and they showed us the first promotion game that they belong there. They were much stronger than Udo. Udo tried their best to get through those games or take a win there, but it wasn't enough, and they couldn't get it.
They still took their chance. In the end was not enough, but maybe salvation for second division this year with Rift Riders, which are coming in strong to go up against HitmonLi in order to get this spot in First Division, and I'm being told that Champ Select is just about ready. So let's get into this and see how it all pans out, because I'm hyped to see these games. I'm expecting a lot from Rift Riders. First of Second Division, such a strong score. In the end, having the same score as Royal Family had in First Division. So I can't wait to see how they manage against HitmonLi. And here we are in Champ Select.
Yeah, I think it's there's a lot of tension on Rift Rider's side, because now everybody from Division 2 is hoping that they will show you shouldn't be so comfortable if you play against a team in division from Division 2. So they need to show now that they want to get to Division 1, and you shouldn't underestimate a team from Division 2.
Definitely. I really like that there is a bunch of Division 2 teams backing up Rift Riders coming into this. It's really beautiful to see. In the end, that's what you want to do, right? We might as well have a Division 2 team that goes up. So let's hope we do get a very good shot at it. We already see quite a few bans have fallen. Gragas, Senna and Orn on sides of HitmonLi. The Senna ban, which sticks out to me because they themselves played quite a lot of Senna throughout the regular season as well. Is it also a champion that was very often picked up by Rift Riders in the games they played?
Not usually, but we see the Orn ban. So the top laner, he likes to play Orn. So also the last day when you streamed the first promotion match, you talked about it, that Orn was a pick that we saw often on the Rift, and those brawls, one against another. Normally, an Orn don't get a kill so early in game, but it was fantastic. So talking about the bot lane and then the first blood on top lane, seeing an Orn getting the first blood, and so getting a bit ahead.
On the other side, we have the Brand and Gwen Buns, also two champions you see every now and then. Especially Brand, we've seen a lot throughout the whole season, especially at the start in First Division at least. Then he kind of fell off, and then he came back in the past few weeks, and I know HitmonLi did pick quite a bit of Brand jungle, and it can be a real threat. Can just clear the jungle really fast, so always dangerous. And then we have the Smolder first pick coming in for HitmonLi.
So Smolder at the end is picked more often than on the first weeks in Division 2, because we couldn't take him, and after week 4 we saw him a lot on the Rift. So also strong pick, even if he's nerfed a bit, but a very strong pick here. When he gets his stacks and have this Elder buff thing, it's very, very dangerous for the enemy team.
Yeah, we saw that on Tuesday as well with the execute and the true damage. Okay, I'm being told Rift Riders did miss ban 3. That is quite unfortunate. Or maybe it's a statement. Who knows? Might as well. We have also Jinx Lulu coming in for the bot lane for them. A really, really strong combo in my opinion. And if I can believe what I was given here from Raku, which gave us these wonderful sort of cheat sheets about the Division 2 teams. Big shout out for that. It seems to be champions that they play quite a bit.
Yeah, so Jinx, Lulu, you mentioned it, a very strong pick together, so they synergize very well, and also a pick that a comfort pick for them. So maybe they didn't saw that coming, that they have the Jinx on their pocket and it isn't banned, but like I said, Orn and Gragas, they are also strong picks from Rift Riders. So maybe for the team fights, you don't want to see a Orn or a big Gragas coming in to engage the team fights. So also a Malphite on top, also a comfort pick for Rift Riders. So at the moment, it seems very... The odds are on their favor at the moment.
Yeah, also, I like that you re-mentioned the Ornn pick, because clearly HitmonLi, they picked Smolder. Their goal was, okay, we get Smolder, which indirectly means we're aiming for the end game. We're aiming for the late game, at least that stage where he has full stacks, where he starts to just blast above everything. Ornn is a late game threat, especially if the enemy team has a player who plays a lot of Ornn, and tend to go for something like a Jinx Lulu. Jinx really profiting from those Ornn upgrades as well in the later stages of the game.
Also now we see the Nico ban and Aatrox ban. Aatrox, a pick that is picked a lot on the tournament. So we saw him also being banned often to don't leave the enemy team it open to maybe snowball through the whole game. And then we see also the I can't remember the name. Huawei?
Hawaii. We had with Frestana, we had the mention of Hawaii. Talking about the pizza. So I'll just bounce to you the question that Frestana asked me way back then. Do you eat pizza Hawaii, or are you a hater?
Maybe more than a hater.
Okay. We'll let it slide for now, and we'll get back to this champ select, because the past few bans indeed have gone through. We also have the Dequid Belveth ban, and now we pick up Kindred Jungle on sides of Rift Riders.
So maybe to when they engage, so having the ult of Kindred, saving the team from hard engage there. So they need to be careful about this Jarvan. If Jarvan is jumping into the backline, it could be the end or fast end for the AD carry. So they need to be careful of that.
Yeah, and I think it's very interesting pick as well, the Kindred, kind of champion that, you know, this AD carry in the jungle kind of deal, that gets strong into these mid stages of the game here, can really cover until you have that Jinx that starts to really pop off, and even in the later stages of the game still has these tools, as you mentioned, with the Lamb's Raspid in order to save the Jinx. There is a lot of peel coming in with that. You have the Malphite that makes a beefy front line, you have the Lulu which has the hacks, which has her own ultimate to keep the Jinx alive longer if needed. And then they also have the last pick coming in. On the sides of HitmonLi, we finish off with a Maokai and an Akali pick. Akali, which I really like to see. It's one of those flashy mid lane picks, which we know Blythe the mid laner of HitmonLi, to be quite well known for. We've seen him on rare occasions on controlling mages picks at the end of the season, which Frestana really liked because it was kind of breaking the mold of what he usually picks. But now he's going back to his roots with those high action champions.
Yeah, if you are comfortable with Akali, you can do some plays there. In my opinion, Akali is a very difficult pick. If you can't really play her, there is often the possibility that you just don't get the damage out when you fall behind. But if you are comfortable with Akali, you just shred and jumps from left to right, and you don't see her coming and going out again. Also, a pick who is often picked on the Division 2 was the Maokai. So we saw him often in on the bot lane as support. So again, I'm hyped for this game. And yeah.
Yeah, I think it promises to be action-packed. On sides of Rift Riders, we're playing a lot around this Jinx, clearly, but you also have a Silas that can be quite threatening, a Kindred that can make up, but until the Jinx gets really good. Silas also has some interesting ultis, especially with the Maokai one, for example. But what they want to do is they want a proper engage, right? They want an engage, they want to get the Jinx in good position, they want with the Jinx to get shred through them. On the other side, HitmonLi, they're picking in Akali, which is excellent to take out this Jinx before she can get where she wants. But it's, as you said, you need to get there, you need to be really good as an Akali in order to pull that off, especially with champions like the Lulu, the Malphite, which can heal really well. But what I like to see on HitmonLi, and that's something that we've seen quite a few times in First Division, I don't know if you watch those live streams, but they have a lot of range. They have the Karma to poke, they have Smolder, which also can poke very neatly, but with the Maokai Smolder combo, they have this, I'd like to call it an offset engage, kind of, with the Nature's Wrath coming in from far away, and then you have Mom coming in, and it just does this whole sweeping motion that comes in, and then boom, you have the proper engage that follows up. And I really like to see those, because it's always a wonderful wombo combo to see, and I definitely hope that we see a few during this game here.
Hoping to, looking forward for it.
Yes, as well. Yeah, I see here in the chat, Maokai Smolder is such a deadly combo. Yeah, it's terrifying, and it's beautiful to see for a caster. As a player, I'm sure it's not nice to see, but for me, it's very enjoyable, at least, to see it coming in. I also really like we have the Jarvan, which is a very early game champion, and the Kindred, in my opinion, a fair answer to it, if played correctly, right? So we have two junglers that want to be very aggressive. You're answering this aggression with another amount of aggression with the Kindred, but I like the Kindred because Kindred is very reactive in a sense, while Jarvan is very proactive. So a Jarvan will look for the EQ, Cataclysm engage. Meanwhile, the Kindred waits for it to come in, tries to jump out eventually with a good Q, and then if needs come or push comes to shove, put down the ultimate in order to survive a bit longer and poke that Jarvan out of the way while his EQ combo is still on cooldown. So I really like to see that. I don't know what your take is on this matchup.
Yeah, we are on the same page with that. So also what I will want to mention is on this season, I think, in my opinion, vision is a very important thing here. So also getting Maokai in the team gives you more information about the enemy team, because he can put those voidlings into those bushes on the enemy side and getting the information where is the enemy rotating at these moments. So having a Maokai also with those voidlings is giving you a big advantage on vision. And yeah.
Also, I was just told that there is a Pizza Y poll in chat, and I would like to be a little threatening to production. I've been watching the streams on the side for a long time. I have a lot of points backed up. Do not try me. This is a threat. I can absolutely explode this poll if I want. And I'm just one click away of doing so, and absolutely abusing of my power. Sorry for this side note. Try me. This is a challenge. Alright. Don't show this again. Got it. No! It's a war! Oh, shit. Oh no. Who can click faster? Oh, I'm really sorry for you guys. But half my points are already gone. I win. I win.
So you prefer Hawaii?
Not necessarily, but I'm a big fan of pineapple on the pizza. Currently, my staple is pineapple and chicken on the pizza, and I think it goes ham.
Okay. Maybe afterwards.
Come and get me. Oh boy. So, we have a League of Legends game ahead of us. Ooh, that's a good one. Pineapple for a clap. I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes on that one. That's really good. The thing is, let's get real for a second here about food. So a pizza is a fat-heavy food, right? With the cheese, and then you have a kind of meat, and usually you put a bunch of oil on it for some reason. Then you have the pineapple that comes in as a sort of, acid. And it really helps your digestion with all of this fat which needs to be broken down. Did you know that? And I'm pretty sure it also helps with a little bit of meat that brings in protein into your body to also better break that down and better synthesize it into your body. So I will make a stand for it that it even has health benefits. And if I'm challenged to that, I'll just start looking up for papers. I have nothing better to do than look up papers about the health benefits of pineapple on food. And pizza connoisseur, yes, please. That's me.
Pizza talk here.
Absolutely. Yes, we rally behind one common foe, which is the pineapple on pizza haters. But for real, yes, let's get back on topic. Where were we at?
So, hype for the game, for the first game of this promotion matches, and hoping. So I'm hoping that Rift Riders will manage to get the win there, showing everyone that you shouldn't underestimate the Division 2 teams. And yeah, very.
I can't wait to see what they bring to the table. I'm going to see as well. That's the question I was looking for. I just realized something. I have a small question. So we have Maokai, whom I would see in the jungle, but then you also have a Jarvan 4 into the jungle, and you have Karma, which could be either bot lane as a support, but because of the Jarvan jungle, I see the Maokai as a support. Then I think Karma may be on the mid lane, but I see the Akali more on the mid lane, so maybe it's a Karma going up against the Malphite, right?
So that's... It can be a flex pick, so you can play Maokai on top side. You can also, usually it was played on top side Akali. But we saw also a Karma on mid lane on the last games of Division 2. So maybe they want to tease everyone and showing that they can be unpredictable with their picks. Maybe also swapping and having something in mind when the rotations come in, follow the objectives, and yeah, we will see.
Yes, we'll have to see what HitmonLi's got up their sleeve with all of this Mysterium in this champ select going up against Rift Riders. I'm being told that the game is just about ready, so let's hop into the Summoner's Rift in order to see the first game of this best of 5 series for the relegation matchup between HitmonLi and Rift Riders. Here we are. Into the Rift we go. On the blue side, we have a pulse coming in. On the blue side, we have HitmonLi. And on the red side, we have Rift Riders. As a reminder, I did mention it just now, but we didn't mention it during the pre-show. This is a best of 5 series in order to see who makes it up or who keeps their spot in first division, which means that teams have a few shots at taking or keeping their spot. Nothing is over after a single game, and I can't wait to see also how teams adapt over the course of the game. This was quite the topic on Tuesday. There was a lot of adaptation over the course of the game, and I hope that we see a lot here as well. And as soon as we went into the Rift, we left it because we had a small technical issue, it seems. But yeah, what's your thoughts? Because during the season, it was a double round robin, which means that teams played once against each other in the first 2 weeks, and then once again against each other in the 2 last weeks. What's your take on this being a best of 5? Are you also hyped to see the adaptation coming in over the course of the games?
Yeah, sure. Because so they performed very well on this season, and in my opinion, they deserve to climb up and maybe get into Division 1 and maybe show that they can do much more than they showed on this season in Division 2. And like I said before, it's also a statement and also a lot on their shoulders, because they, in a sense, they are representing Division 2, the other Division 2 teams. And so, like we saw in chat, there is a lot of people who are rooting for Rift Riders, and so we believe in them and they believe in them, and so I'm very hyped what they're gonna pull off here and how they're gonna do it to take this win home.
Yes. I definitely hope they give us a good show at least. And I have to agree, it would be very beautiful to see a Div 2 team, of course, make it up to Div 1. But having followed Div 1 teams over the course of 4 weeks now, I've grown a bit attached to them. So it all cancels out, and I am for everyone, and we're all very happy.
So yeah, that's true. I mean, they are in Division 1. They showed that they deserved it, and so today we will see the premium gameplay and maybe a very huge game, or 3 very huge games.
5, who knows?
5, yeah, that's.
What are
the predictions?
The predictions? It's very hard to say because that's something that I did mention on Tuesday as well. It's quite unpredictable to know how big is the difference between Div 1 and Div 2 teams. We've seen on Tuesday that Red Lions definitely showed a difference in terms of level, but it wasn't all hopeless because in Game 2 we had very, very good odds in the early to mid stages of the games for Union des Ombres, who had a very good run. Rift Riders having been so dominant in the second division, and HitmonLi having had a rough time in the first division for a few weeks, gives me the impression that at least they should be even closer than the 2 previous teams in terms of skill levels, which makes it a very little gap. So I think actually we have a pretty even matchup here. And I would say it's going to be a 3-2, but I can't say in favor of whom, honestly.
Yeah, I'm thinking also the same way. So I hope we will have a 3-2. So we have a lot of gameplay and a very tense.
Zika getting killed here. First blood goes to PostTV. I didn't quite see how it came to this, but decided to go into the jungle and just kill him. On the top lane as well, we have the Root coming out for Yoigoen, so we have indeed the Karma on the top lane here. I'm taking time to mention, lots of damage falling onto Astrid from the Rift Riders here. We already have quite a lot of action, and HitmonLi comes into this game saying, listen here, we're still first division, don't underestimate us, we're gonna set the pace for now. We have another engage here at the level of the jungle, lots of damage falling in, the flash to get the knockout out on the Silas player who flashes back into the lane to safety. Zeka, however, is having a rough time, his flash being on cool, and that's a kill for Lubu.
Yeah, they saw the stack there coming up on Crab, and they knew that Kindred is pathing towards that Crab to get the stack there. So they rotated, they had the Prior on top, and
yeah, he decided to take action. We can see that even the Karma was there just in case. Unfortunately, wasn't able to snatch an assist, but thanks to the pressure on the top lane, was able to get it without even losing CS compared to Darkness Fall, the top lane of Rift Riders. Here, but you can see already quite a lot of pressure. Both lanes putting so much poke out, it seems. We see that Zedokal got really low. No, not November is almost out of mana and not that healthy himself. Top lane, it's the same. They're both mid mana, mid health.
at the moment playing slow. Maybe there were some wrong pathings here.
And for the rest, now Lubu taking the second. Scuttle Crab taking quite the pace here in the jungle with already a 10 CS lead on Zika, who admittedly decided to kind of shut down before he could really get into this game here. With PostTV's move into the jungle, with them catching him there in the river, as you said before, they could get to that Scuttle Crab. Not the being a a bit fine front. Here comes the root and the knockback, but thanks to the jumpers, I might be able to get away. Yeah, Astrid comes in. Shield for good measure. Darkness Call getting really low here. Gets away, however. I really like, I wanted to mention earlier when I said that Lubu is taking some advance on Zyka here. Clearly HitmonLi read this really well, and they were like, if we need to shut down someone in the early stages of the game, it's the Kindred. If we get him out of the equation early into the game, we can then start focusing on the rest of them. Yorgoans has to be a bit careful here. And I really like that they took this sort of action quite early on.
Yeah, now they are a bit ahead here. So one of the things that Rift Riders are very good in is to get to a moment. Now Kindred trying to jump over the wall, but
what do you think here? Blind Magic going on to Fantasies. It's quite close to the turret, but also very low on mana here.
So their specialties is in the mid game when they take an ace or get a team fight right, keeping up the tempo so the enemy struggles a bit to keep up with the tempo. But at the moment it seems like it's in the favor of HitmonLi.
Yeah, they set the pace quite early on and they kept at it. Took very important kills, went for the Drake, and now Rift Riders being at the Void Grubs. Ogna comes in and they get another kill onto Zyka. They really do not want him to get back into this game at that stage. They even pick up 2 of the Void Grubs. Now seemingly looking to align. Ooh, unstoppable force, lots of damage on Yorgoans, and that's a kill for Darkness Call, who sees a good opportunity here and grasps it.
There is the stone incoming.
Yes, do not underestimate a mountain rushing towards you.
So very beautiful rotation here from HitmonLi, taking
really
that advantage of it.
Yeah, definitely also Rift Riders bot lane now taking advantage of that, realizing, okay, Ognadokn is not here. There's on the top side, we can just push this in, get some playthings, they even get some neat damage here on Zedokul, albeit him being safe under the turret. Really like to see that, because they really need to take every bit of gold they can to kind of tip the favors back in their scales. The scales in their favor, wow. That was...
But also Smola, if he can't... Oh no.
Ooh, I'm not getting caught, maybe here, coming back, we have Mom coming in, but it's a bit too late. No Nut November picks up the kill on the enemy support. Sadokul, however, stays in a safe spot, but with the mark being put on him, the threat seems to be looming. Zyka stays not too far away. Ubu coming in as well, just to kind of put some pressure on the Rift Riders to not have them do however they please. And right now, they've gotten back in a slightly better position in terms of map objectives, still a bit behind, but the gold gap is more or less closed down, and they have a kill and 2 playthings, if I'm not mistaken, on their AD carry, which is in the long term of this game, most definitely their goal. They go in for the kill on Zedokul, flash under the turret. Ogna coming in to save him, but the Super Mega Death Rocket secures the kill for the Rift Riders. Blind Magic coming in from the bot lane. We have the Wild Growth now coming in to save No Nut November, but the damage on Astrid is quite a big. Lamb's Respite while they do the damage on Zeka. Blind Magic in the backline is going to confirm the kill on the enemy jungler, and on this support, No Nut November now all alone gets pushed back by Ognadoknum, and that's the shutdown money coming in for Lubu.
Ooh, that's huge for Akali there. Now 402. So as we mentioned, if Akali starts to snowball, it would be very difficult to be in a safe spot and not getting caught from Akali.
Yes, Absolutely. Here we have maybe the deciding factor of this fight as Rift Riders decides to look if they got a chance at it. In the end, Lubu even comes, which makes things worse. The 402 Akali, indeed, a looming threat now for Rift Riders, because this is the champion you want in order to take down the enemy AD carry. And getting that one fed is definitely quite important in doing so.
Also on the lanes, they are quite even.
Yes, for the rest we have quite even lanes indeed. Top lane not too far away in CS. Even Rift Rider's top lane actually having an advantage here with that solo kill as well. Mid lane, however, we can see BliveMaG being quite a bit ahead. In bot lane we have this, yes, more or less even in terms of CS. We have one more kill for No Nut November. We have the platings especially for No Nut November. It's definitely huge. Here we can see some vision we missed before in the jungle. Here comes a Cataclysm and Mom, and with that they pick up another kill on the enemy AD carry here. Jungler. Ah, that's something I like to see. Ooh, almost. Tried to steal the Drake here with the Super Mega Death Rock, and while they were onto that Drake, like together with Darkest Caller, with Fantasies, decided to take a second grub. With that, that's very important, because with that, they deny 5 grubs to HitmonLi. They can at max get 4, and this already can make a huge difference in the long term here.
Yeah, if you know that you can't get those 6 drops, you just deny them in taking 1 and deny the buff for the enemy team. Also at the moment, a very, very dominant vision from HitmonLi here. So Rift Riders closely blind in the jungle.
Which is definitely not something that you want to be when you're currently behind in terms of money. Overall, we have a 2k gold lead in favor of HitmonLi. They're currently in the driver's seat. They're picking up more map objectives as it stands. So things are starting to look a bit dire for Rift Riders. But in the end, their main goal is to just hold out until they get No Nut November in a very good spot. But the clock is ticking, because BliveMaG being so far ahead right now could make it very difficult to get that Jinx popping off. Now we have a game that kind of settled down again for a bit. No more huge action moves like we've had in the earlier stages of this game. Like going for the second mark here. Like who's been kind of deprived of a game by HitmonLi. As they relentlessly went onto the jungle, but he still keeps up quite well in terms of the marks here for the smite, which is really good.
Also now getting the second stack here on Kindred. They lost now every objective closely, so they managed to get those 2 grubs to deny the grub buff. Now maybe seeing them go for Herald.
Exactly, is in that top lane rotation right now. Bit of ward here. Reclaiming the vision in the jungle, slowly but surely, very important for them as well here. Because information is key, especially if you're playing from behind and if you'd like to get one objective or the other. And maybe here we have a tad bit of important information that could come to light to them. As Lubu is in the bot lane. Staying anonymous, so to say, staying hidden. Looking at the minimap, we might also have a tower dive that is preparing itself on the top lane here. Yeah, Lubu comes in with the Cataclysm onto Astrid. And Fontesis is just here, just in time from the middle in order to save his bot lane. Eventually gets a lot of damage out on Ognadognum. We have a TP coming in from BliveMaji. This could prove dangerous. No, not November is a bit out of position here. That's the first kill falling into the hands of HitmonLi, while BliveMaji goes further into the lane to secure the kill on Astrid, while Sedokul gets the one on Fantasys. That's 3 men down for Rift Riders here. And lots of damage on that tier 1 on the bot lane. In the meantime, we have Zyka on the top side here trying to get the 1v1 kill on Yorick Owens, but things turn around. Here we have Lamb's Raspet being put down, and BliveMaji joins in to just finish him off here. In the meantime, tier 1 being done on the bot lane. This gives a bunch of money to HitmonLi, who are now 4.5k gold lead ahead. Oh, BliveMaji comes in. I was gonna say it's no use. Yeah, no.
Yeah, 703 on Nakali and 206 on Javan. That should be very difficult to come back here.
Here we have Rico from earlier. We can see the time coming in from Frontises. We had both using Nature's Grasp and TP coming in from the top lane here. That's no good for not November, as he was a bit in a disadvantaged position. Fantasy tries to secure the kill on Ognadognum in the end, but it's to no avail. With that, Rift Riders now in a very tough position here. We have the objective bounties that come in for them, and they decide, okay, we need to play on this Drake. Starting to gather the vision around it. After their top laner here, they decide to go for it right off the bat as Zyka started off. Yorick Owens does suss it out thanks to the scrying plan, and HitmonLi is starting to come in. Sedokul and Lubu coming in from the back. We have BliveMaji who just goes in the middle of them, deals a bunch of damage right off the bat, finishes off all of their members, and in a matter of seconds, Rift Riders is taken off the surface of the Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, you can't do anything there. So you need to decide, do we take the Drake, so stay as 5, trying to get this Drake done in less time than they had there, but if you aren't quite sure if you do it or don't do it, just don't do it. Don't take the risk, maybe giving the enemy there the ace and losing the objective also.
Yeah, especially since Not November was nowhere near there. I mean, with the Jinx, could have done it a bit faster. But in the end, I think they felt pressured to take it, to not let HitmonLi take it and group, knowing that if HitmonLi is grouped, they stand no chance. Fortunately, they were all really close already. It was just a tad bit too late here. We now have BliveMaji 806 on that Akali. Almost 100% kill participation. Same goes for the jungler Lubu, almost 100% kill participation with his 508. Currently both having a perfect game so far. Next objective to look out for is the Baron here, as it stands up. HitmonLi decides this time around to already set the vision quite early on, not give Rift Riders a chance to contest it. Question will ask, hearing that, what I think they did in the end. But here, look at this BliveMaji with just insane amounts of damage, but might be dying here at the hands of Fantasy, who is coming in. Flashes, he wants that kill. Shutdown money goes to the Silas player. This is huge for Rift Riders, taking those shutdowns, and most importantly, this sort of kill gives you quite a lot of confidence back.
Yeah, and they need those bounties now. They need something that they can come back in this game, because they lost too much in the early stages.
We have Owens, Lubu on the top lane, TP coming in from Fantasys. React quite fast to it. They don't want to get any more shutdown to that Silas here. And Rift Riders, I really like what they're doing now. They've had a few missteps just earlier, but now they're just deciding to, okay, let's step back for a minute, guys. Let's refocus here and see what we can take safely in order to try and come back into this game. Taking picks left and right where they can, but not overplaying their hand here into giving more kills to HitmonLi. Playing it safe. Darkness Call, of course, playing a Malphite. He may go this far into the lane. It's okay. It's a Malphite. Nobody's gonna just kill him. They'll have a rough time trying to do so. But maybe with Ludo and Tiogo runs onto him, things could start to look dangerous, especially with Ognatoknum coming in from the back here, as we can see on the minimap. They seem to be collapsing on Malphite. Is forced to use the unstoppable force to get away. Zyka is now joining up. No doubt the vampire as well. The ghost is already out, but it's too late. Darkness Call is pretty much already dead. Citacle decides to keep the pressure going. Calls up his mom to just put some fear and dread in Rift Rider's bot lane here. $7k gold lead in favor of HitmonLi. Currently 3 drakes, that's a soul point for them. And now soon have the 4th drake that comes up, and with 2 important objectives on the map for HitmonLi, that's the sort of you know, bell gong coming in for them to take big action again, right?
Yeah, true. Also, if we look at the vision, they know every step from Rift Riders here. They are unable to move without getting the information to Hitmonlee. So like you said, also now coming up the Drake, and there's also Baron at the moment, so they can decide which objective are we playing for, but they are at the moment Rift Riders can't threaten them or threaten them to steal an objective because they are too far behind here to contest that.
Yeah, that's a bit what's so frightening about this situation, because now HitmonLi was able to take that Drake unbothered. Rift Riders, best they can do is try to take that top lane turret here, get some vision on the top side, because even in the team fight around that Baron here in the mid lane barking about team fights, we have the Super Mega Death Rocket coming in as Fantasy is getting really low on the turret, tries to get CC back on the blue, gets really low, he is gonna die from the ticking damage and execute as Citacle seems to have racked up his 225 stacks here. They keep the engage going, get a second kill here on No Nut November, and he goes in with the flash to secure the kill on the Lulu player of the Rift Riders. In the meantime, Live has pushed Darkness Call and Zyka here away from the top lane. Kindred player has to be a bit careful here, is in threatening range of Ognatoknum. In the meantime, bot lane Yorick Owens went for the push, took down tier 2 as HitmonLi starts cracking open that base of Rift Riders. We have the kill on Darkness Call as well. All but Zyka down on sides of Rift Riders as HitmonLi is starting to put a lot of pressure on that base here. And coming in for Fantasist this time. Init turret on the bot lane taken down. And they take this as the Carrion Call to fall back. Not overstay their welcome in the enemy base.
Also Smolder now having his passive ready.
Yeah, look at the damage that he's already doing. Zyka has no chance of getting away here. Here's the Lamb's Respite, might be able to... Yeah, no, he's not going to take a kill out of this. Hope was there.
Yeah.
We can see a ping also falling down on the Baron. That's the next objective that HitmonLi is going for. I believe they could, in this form, already finish the game. They have an almost 11k gold lead. They've got a 4 Drakes and the Soul. But they play it safe, take that Baron, and with that, they will come in with a crushing force.
Maybe trying to have some information on the Baron. Maybe we will see the steal with the Jinx ult.
Yeah, it's almost off. Mulan Jinx goes back to base scene. We have Sub Force that is up. No Super Mega Death Rocket coming out. In the end, Fantasies went to the bot lane to at least get that turret that gives them some money from the turret and from the objective bounty. But that is quite the little consolation in the face of an enemy coming in with a Baron buff. Yeah, they come. Darkness Call. Yeah, I mean this.
Damage, this is insane.
I mean, we mentioned Clive G with his stats on that Akali. But Sedokal is going 815 and it has a 262 CS, and yeah, we have this delayed engage with the Nature's Grasp and Mom coming in. Lots of damage falling on Rift Riders as HitmonLi decides to go all in. They dive in deep. Zyker, not in the base, is gonna back now and make a sole final stand for his team here. Or not. Just gonna let them take those Nexus turrets. They take second. They decide to still take that kill. No. Lubu has other thoughts. As with that, HitmonLi takes the first game of this best of 5 series. Wow. What a game. HitmonLi coming in really strong here against Rift Riders, favorites coming out of 2nd Division, who have a bit of a rough start here. But as mentioned a bit earlier, it's not all over in a single game, fortunately for them, because this is a best of 5 series, which means they have at least 2 more chances at this, as actually taking a win and themselves securing a spot for 1st Division. And now it's time to take a break, strategize, and see how they can adapt for the next game. So, I would say, Rizzy, unless you have anything to add to this game.
So bit rough here, but I think they weren't used to not having the prior domination over those objectives, because at Division 2, one of their strengths were to having this dominance over those objectives, and maybe they thought they could get this dominance also in this game, but didn't manage to pop off here, and I think they need to calm down, order everything again, and go with a clear mind into the next game, and yeah.
Gotta back their thoughts. The mental is going to be very important going forward. And I would say, without any further ado, that we'll also take a small break in order to catch a break.